What if gravity increased by 10%? Imagine waking up one morning and feeling like the world has suddenly become heavier. Your body feels sluggish, your steps are harder, and even lifting your phone feels strangely difficult. What just happened? Well, in this alternate reality, Earth's gravity has increased by 10%. That might sound like a small number, but the consequences would change life on our planet forever. Before we dive deeper into this thought experiment, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more what-if scenarios that will blow your mind. So, what exactly happens when gravity gets stronger by just 10%? Let's break it down. First, your body weight instantly becomes heavier. If you normally weigh 70 kilograms, now you weigh 77. That S, like suddenly carrying a backpack full of bricks everywhere you go. Walking would feel more exhausting. Running, almost impossible for long distances. Athletes would have to completely retrain, and world records in sports like sprinting and high jump would collapse overnight. Speaking of high jumps, gravity pulling stronger means we wouldn't be able to jump as high. Basketball dunks, pole vaults, and gymnastics would look completely different. Humanity would be less agile. Now think about buildings. Skyscrapers are designed with a delicate balance of weight and support. With gravity pulling harder, structures would face more stress, and many might collapse if not reinforced. Airplanes would also struggle. Heavier weight means more fuel consumption just to get off the ground. Flight tickets could become incredibly expensive, or perhaps long-distance air travel might vanish completely. And what about space exploration? Rockets would need far more power to escape Earth's pull. That means fewer space missions, slower progress in astronomy, and maybe no human footsteps on Mars for a very long time. Gravity also affects nature. Trees and plants would grow shorter and sturdier, unable to stretch too tall against the increased pull. Imagine forests that look more compact, with squat and stocky trees. Animals, too, would change. Large animals like elephants and giraffes would struggle to survive. Evolution might favor smaller, stronger, and more compact species better adapted to heavier gravity. Even our own bodies would evolve differently. Over generations, humans would likely become shorter, stockier, with stronger bones and denser muscles to withstand the constant pull. But that's not all. Stronger gravity also means denser atmosphere. Air molecules would be pulled closer to the ground, making the air thicker to breathe. On one hand, this might make flying insects struggle. On the other hand, it could mean stronger weather systems, more intense storms, and heavier rainfall. Oceans would also feel the difference. Tides pulled by the moon might shift slightly, and waves would crash harder. Coastal erosion would speed up dramatically. Rivers would flow with greater force, carving deeper valleys and changing landscapes faster. Erosion would reshape Earth more quickly than we can imagine. Well, let's talk about technology. Cars, trains, and machines would consume more energy just to move under heavier loads. Electricity demand would skyrocket. The global economy would suffer at first. Transport costs, construction costs, and even food production would become more expensive. But humans are adaptable. Over time, we would invent new materials, stronger engines, and smarter designs to cope with this heavier world. For example, we might rely more on underground cities to counter building collapses. We might build shorter, wider buildings instead of tall skyscrapers. In sports, new records would be set under the 10% gravity rule. Athletes would train to be stronger. New competitions would emerge, celebrating strength over speed. In fashion, high heels might disappear, and clothing would adapt to provide better support for the body under extra stress. Everyday life would feel like light weightlifting. But not everything is bad news. Stronger gravity might actually keep our atmosphere more stable, preventing it from leaking into space. That could make Earth safer for life in the very long term. And perhaps with denser atmosphere, radio communication could improve. Sound might travel differently, and our technology would adapt to take advantage of it. Still, the transition would be brutal. For the first generations experiencing sudden stronger gravity, broken bones, collapsed lungs, and infrastructure failures would be common. Governments would rush to reinforce buildings, redesign vehicles, and update safety standards. Humanity would go through a chaotic period of adjustment. But if we survive long enough, our descendants might think this heavier Earth is perfectly normal. They wouldn't even realize life was once lighter. So what if gravity increased by 10%? Life would be harder, Our bodies would change, technology would struggle, but humanity would find a way to adapt, because that's what we do best. The question is, would you be strong enough to survive in this heavier world? Or would evolution leave you behind?